39 tracks, 23 characters and 23 items are going to be in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. But which ones are they? Today I'll go over possibly returning SEGA characters, what Sonic stages they could base tracks on, and what courses they are bringing back from older games, along with everything that's been confirmed already. Let's get into it. As a video game playing autist, I'm always interested in what tactical ways the items can be used, so having good items is always important. From the trailer and IGN's gameplay, we already have a ton that's confirmed. The green fist from Sonic and SEGA All-Stars Racing makes a return, which is just your average projectile. And there is the red fist, which is a homing projectile, and the spike ball, which is like the banana peel from Mario Kart. Also some wisps return, like the bullet bill, drill wisp. Oh, sorry guys, I got a little confused there. And the white wisp, which is the boost item. Though I have a little beef with this critter. I think they should replace him with the shoe item. Like, more people understand that Sonic's shoe means speed, compared to a white alien. Like, that doesn't really tell you what it is. But I guess he's the most famous wisp, so fine, he can be here. Then there are some unique items, like this blade that cuts your card in half, and King Boom Boo who throws a tornado at you. There's this magnet which I thought would suck up rings, but no, you place it on the ground and it will suck up other players. Sometimes this red ring appears above your head, which will either drop an anvil or squirts Nickelodeon slime and blocks your screen. There's the tornado which knocks nearby players away and also destroys other items. But the most interesting item transforms your car into a monster truck. It lets you drive over any terrain without losing speed, and you can also knock other players away. That's just fucking awesome. There's also a ghost that steals your item, which I'm not sure is just part of the stage or just an actual item you can use. But either way, this leaves us at only 13 items, when the Nintendo Live website said there would be 23.
Damn, Daniel!
So let's look back at some previous Sonic Racing games to fill that list. The first All-Stars game had some cool stuff, like a shield protecting you from getting hit, which is kind of a basic bitch item, so I can't see why they wouldn't add it. There were also the confusing star and pocket rainbow, which flip your screen and rainbow your screen. And a tactical nuke which spins out anyone in its path and explodes with the press of a button. I don't think these will return honestly, but it would be pretty awesome. All-Stars Transformed was also pretty unique, as it had Danica Patrick in the character roster. But in terms of items, it had a glove, which protected you from getting hit and got the item as well. You were also able to throw some gold balls that froze anyone getting hit by them. The coolest one was the hot rod though, as it sped you up and exploded on the press of a button, hitting anyone near you. I think the glove and ice would be nice and fit the game well. It's pretty obvious what they do from looking at them, but the hot rod might be a little too complicated for newcomers, so that one will probably stay in the past. Finally, we have Team Sonic Racing, which had some unique ideas as well. There was the laser wisp, which blasts a ginormous laser out of the front of your car. The Quake Wisp placed stone pillars in front of the first player, which bro has to dodge. And I don't have good footage for it because I spent like 2 billion nanoseconds trying to get this item, and right as I did, I had the Rhythm Wisp used on me. And there was the Fire Wisp, which allowed you to commit arson. There were some more basic bitches, like the bomb and the lightning, which do the exact same as the Mario Kart equivalent, and the Void Wisp, which sucked. Rings and items towards you. I think any of these could be added, but you won't see me crying if they don't get in. Oh wait, I almost forgot to mention the most important item from these games, the All-Star. I was obsessed with these as a kid. Every character had a unique item with a unique icon and everything, and it was so cool to see what each of them did. I wish they would bring these back, but I don't think they will for multiple reasons. First of all, if they have something unique for every character, they could never sell new characters in an item shop without making it pay to win. Every online multiplayer game has an item shop nowadays, so this game probably will as well. Secondly, this game seems more focused on Sonic, so even if there are SEGA characters, it's gonna be mostly Sonic. The All-Star moves represented the characters' games in unique ways, and that won't have the same magic with just Sonic characters. Speaking of characters, let's talk about courses. There will be 24 tracks and 15 cross worlds, meaning 39 different areas. Out of those, because there are 11 we already know about, and 3 of those are returning from previous games: Roulette Road, Sky Road, and Ocean View. Though the layout of that one does seem a lot different, so maybe it's not politically correct to call it a returning track. Also, they be seriously glazing Roulette Road because it's been in every Sonic Racing game since All-Stars Racing. Jesus. It's cool though, so I'm not complaining. Let's assume 7 more retro tracks will be added, transformed only at 3 Sonic related tracks, not counting the retros, one of which was Ocean View, so we're left with Sanctuary Falls and Galactic Parade. And bro, they better pick Galactic Parade. We've already seen Sky Sanctuary in every recent Sonic game, and people are getting sick of it. Starlight Carnival is fucking cool, so it should be added. It's pretty clear they can just easily port tracks from Team Sonic Racing, so they'll definitely have some more. Now I know technically Sky Road already takes place in Spagonia, but come on man, they have to add Market Street. It has so many different routes, you bounce on balloons, you literally drive on rooftops. It's one of the best tracks in the game along with Boo's House. That one would work really well as a crossroads. Since they're adding extreme gear back, I think there's a good chance we'll get some Sonic Riders tracks. The only problem is I've never played Sonic Riders, so I don't know which of them are good, but let's just say they'll add 2 tracks from it. But what if we went a little further back in time, to an even older Sonic Racing game, Sonic R? Okay, I know this is very unlikely, but hear me out. Resort Island has water. It would be perfect for transforming into a boat. But what if we go further back? Sonic Drift 2. You know Mario Kart always has these SNES tracks? Yeah, it'll be like that. But Sonic Supremacist, Sonic Drift 2's tracks are dog shit. Yeah, you're goddamn right. Except for one. Balloon Panic. Balloon Panic constantly has you drifting, and there are some balloons. Maybe in a similar fashion to Cheeseland or Ribbon Road in Mario Kart 8, they could remake it completely and add cool environmental details, make it less flat, and just keep the layout the same. So far this game seems to be going all out with using more obscure zones. You've got Metal Harbor from SA2, Water Palace from Sonic Rush, and Dinosaur Jungle from Secret Rings. So what other locales from the Sonic franchise do I think will be represented? Well, you're about to find out. First of all, they're adding something from more recent games for sure. They just love reusing assets, and it's a good way they can cross-promote them. So, Sonic Frontiers. We've got grass, sand, or a cool volcano with dungeons. Okay, I know Chaos Island was already in Shadow Generations, but it just has more stuff to work with compared to the other Starfall Islands. I can already imagine driving through the dungeons and alongside the volcanoes. Going back a bit further, I'm thinking Adventure 1 deserves some love. I was thinking Windy Valley would be perfect for a cross-world. Driving inside of a tornado would be really cool. Since they're bringing over Water Palace from Sonic Rush, I think we could see a zone from Sonic Advance as well. Now, which one is the cool? It's Music Plant. I know Mario Kart already did this, but that one is Browning shit. Music Plant would be colorful and have different instruments. If they add a stage from Shadow the Hedgehog, Digital Circuit. I was yearning for them to add this to Shadow Generations, and they didn't even do that when it's so peak. It would be perfect as a cross-world. Any Sonic game needs a scary mechanical Eggman level. So what if they add Eggman Land? Theme parks make awesome racetracks, so imagine scary death theme parks. Though Sonic Unleashed has one really iconic level that has never been brought back. I always hear Windmill Isles music in the most random YouTube videos that have nothing to do with Sonic, so they're missing out on a really recognizable location. Since Secret Rings is getting a stage, there has to be a Black Knight based track too. Camelot Castle would just work well as a cross-world. Like, who doesn't love medieval fantasy stuff? Like, are you weird? No, just kidding, I'm actually not a fan of that team either. I don't know why, but I just can't get into stuff like that. But when Sonic is involved, I'm up for anything. I think there's room for at least one more game to represent, and it would be really cool to see Sonic Mania in 3D. Personally, I really enjoy Mirage Saloon, but there are already so many other contenders for desert levels. So Studiopolis. Imagine them adapting stuff like the popcorn machine into a racetrack. There's a lot to work with there. But why even take from old games when they're coming up with their own stuff? stuff. They've already got E-Stadium, Rainbow Garden, Wonder Museum, Kraken Bay, and Lava Cave. It's kind of hard to make realistic predictions with completely original ideas, but I think a track based on the Sonic movies is a pretty safe bet. Maybe one based on Green Hills or San Francisco, or if they base one on Tokyo, they could reuse assets from Shadow Generations. Okay, now it's actually time for the characters, which a lot of them have already been confirmed. We've got our classic Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow, Cream and Cheese, Eggman, Omega, Metal Sonic, Vector, Espio, Charmy, Silver, Blaze, Rouge, and Big the Cat. But some more surprising picks as well, like Sage from Sonic Frontiers, Jet, Wave, and Storm from Sonic Riders, an Eggman for some reason, and Zaz and Zavok. Thank God they're adding Zavok back, I was worried they wouldn't. This roster basically already contains every classic Sonic character and Zaz, but the website says there will be over 23, so that means there will be at least 24, and so far I only count 23. Immediately I was thinking about Shadow Generations, and how Black Doom would be a cool addition, though he might be a little big for a car. I don't know if his drippy outfit would fit into it. Mephiles would be an awesome inclusion as well. I mean, it will be a little difficult to take the guy seriously after he's literally been driving in a kart, but I mean, the man can have hobbies too. I feel like we're going to get an Unleashed remaster soon, so I could see them adding Chip. Though the only problem would be the voice acting, since Jason Griffith was Chip's voice actor and he doesn't work on Sonic games anymore. The same goes for Tikal and Gamma. I just don't know if they want to put in the work for new voice lines. Chaos doesn't have a voice though, so they could totally add him. Okay, I'm done being realistic though. What about Fang? He has been in 3D before, but I guess he's never been translated to the modern art style, so... Tails doll. Yeah, Sonic R had a bunch of weird characters, and what better place to reintroduce him than in a racing game? Okay, Sonic is cool and all, but I heard from a trustworthy source they're adding SEGA characters again in this game. That source being the Starfall podcast. Of course they gotta add the classics like AI and Amigo, especially considering both of them have semi-recent games. Pete, BD Joe, Joe Musashi, and Gilius Thunderhead were all in Sonic Racing Transform, and they have games that SEGA is planning to release at some point in time, like they released this trailer with games for all of them like a year ago, so I guess it would make sense for them to be added. And of course, we can't forget about Football Manager, the absolute GOAT. But there are a bunch of SEGA characters that are really popular, but they've never been in the racing games before. I saw some people asking for a character from Yakuza, but that game is 18 plus and this game is supposed to be for children. But then I remembered Peter Griffin is also in Fortnite, so I guess it's not completely out of the question. What I think makes more sense though is Joker from Persona. Like, come on, this guy is popular enough to be in Smash Bros. Also, Puyo Puyo-esque characters, why don't they add one of them? Or like just even the balls themselves. What about Hatsune Miku? She's literally in Fortnite. I know SEGA doesn't own the character, but they make the games for her. But I can't imagine it being that difficult to get her in. Okay, hear me out with this one. The Red Angry Bird. So I was looking at Sonic Forces Speed Battle's character roster for inspiration for this video, and I started laughing when I just saw Red and Chuck casually being there. Then I remembered SEGA owns Rovio now, so it would make sense. And with Angry Birds being so popular, it's just a good idea to add in. So let's hope they actually add some non-Sonic characters, because they're just cool. But what do you guys think or want to be added to the game? Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there you might as well like the video and subscribe with the little bell. Come on, the bell needs a little action, it wants to be pressed. Are you really gonna leave him hanging? Okay, that's enough emotional manipulation. Have a nice day.